Winners never quit and quitters never win. Winners never quit and quitters never win. So check this out, right? Because I'm kind of with that, but I'm kind of not. And, we've always been told, right? We've always been told, never give up, never quit, never give up, right? But I don't know, man, in my journey of life, of manhood, there's actually been a couple times where I've realized that quitting is actually a good thing. Well, it can be. It can be a good thing, or it can be your complete downfall. Because here's the thing, right? Let's say that you're on this path in life. Let's say that, I don't know, let's just say that you chose a college major, right? We'll kind of use one of my examples. You chose a college major. You thought this was like, you're going in thinking, this is for me. This is 100% me right here. And then you come to realize 6 months to a year later, whatever, I'm just not loving it. I don't really think it's for me. I think I got overhyped about it. I think I thought this could have been good. It could have been for me. But I'm starting to realize that now it's not me. I don't really love it that much. I don't really care about it. But never quit, right? Never quit. Never give up. Maybe it'll turn out good in the end. Just never give up. Even though I've completely fallen out of love with it and I realize this is not me, and I'm feeling God telling me to go a different route in life, and never give up. Well, now what? Now, because you've been told to never give up and never quit, and that's the best way to go. Now you're kind of stuck in this position that you just don't love or care about. You find meaningless, while on the other side of things, you're feeling God telling you to go a different direction in life, but you're not listening because never give up, right? I've been in this situation a couple times with the whole college major thing, and the best thing I did during these times of realizing that these certain majors are not for me, that I don't really love it, the best thing I ever did was give up, was quit on those. But when I did quit, I didn't just quit and go back home and sit on my couch and do nothing with my life and just be as lazy as possible. Throw on some shows, scroll on TikTok all day and do nothing. No. I replaced what I quit with something even better, with another major. I quit the gym to replace it with something that I love even more, and is also going to get me the same, if not better, results, simply because I love it. Body weight calisthenics workouts outdoors. Oh, no, Justin, hey, the gym gets you better results. Not if you're constantly skipping days because you don't love it anymore. While all the more calisthenics you're doing every single day, even when you don't feel like it, just because you love it that much. I would say calisthenics will get you better results. In fact, it has gotten me better results simply just because I love it, because loving it makes me more motivated to actually want to do it, even on days where I don't feel like it. Whereas the gym, when I fell out of love with it, I skipped even like when I kind of wanted to work out just because I had no interest. I mean, the only way you're actually going to get results for anything is actually doing it. And it doesn't mean you have to love it 100% of the time. There's still days where I don't feel like doing the workout, or I feel kind of down in the dumps, or I feel like garbage or whatever. Yet I'm still out there doing it 99% of the time, simply just because I love it. Even though I don't feel like doing it, I love it so much to where I can't help but do it. And even on days where I think I don't love it, I still just discipline. It's not that hard to discipline myself to get out. Whereas the gym, it was a lot harder for me to discipline myself because, again, I just had no interest in it at all. So I changed my college major a couple times. I gave up certain majors that I thought I loved when I realized I fell out of love with it. But I didn't just quit and call it a day. I quit and I replaced what I quit with something better. I quit the gym and I replaced it with something better. For me, personally. Bodyweight calisthenics workouts, right? And quitting those things are some of the best things that I've ever done. And of course, there's other things that I'm still going after in my life that no, I couldn't even see myself giving up on if I wanted to. So yeah, those things, no, I'm never going to give up on. Unless I were to genuinely feel God telling me to go another route, But that's kind of where you got to look at certain things or certain parts of your life or just your life as a whole and ask yourself, is never giving up really the best decision here in this specific area of my life? Is never quitting really the best decision here in this part of my life? Or is it actually a good idea to quit because I have better plans in mind, because I have something better to replace it with? And it doesn't mean just quit, if you're not seeing results within a couple of months or something, or quit because, you woke up one day or a couple of days this month and you just didn't feel like doing it. No. I'm talking about like the things I quit, I genuinely fell out of love with. I gave it a shot. I gave it my absolute all. And I just ended up realizing in the end that I don't feel God pointing me in this direction, and I completely fell out of love with it. Those are the times where I quit. I didn't quit when I had an off day or when I didn't feel like doing it or when I wasn't seeing results. Heck, there's some things that I've been doing for a couple of years and I'm still not seeing results. But because I love it and I feel God continuing to tell me to keep doing it, I'm still doing it even though I haven't seen results. And I've had days with those things that I'm going after that I didn't feel like doing it at all. And there were some days where I have skipped. But the overall picture is that I'm doing it. Disciplining myself isn't all that hard because I love it so much. And disciplining myself to do it isn't even that hard because I feel God telling me to go after it like all the time. And I have not felt God tell me to give up on these things, and I have not fallen out of love with it. So I've had off days, and I mean, for a couple of years I've been doing certain things. I have not seen, I've barely seen any results. Maybe a little bit, but barely. But I'm still going after it because these are the areas where I realize that I should never give up and never quit. At least unless God were to tell me otherwise. But I'm feeling him telling me to keep going after it, and I'm feeling it in my heart that I got to just keep going after it no matter what, even if I'm not seeing results. I mean, as God's word says, do not become weary in doing good works, for at the proper time you will receive a harvest of righteousness if you do not give up. Don't become weary in doing the good works, the things that are good. And it also says, at the proper time you'll receive a harvest of righteousness for those that are trained by discipline. So stay disciplined, never give up, absolutely. Though those are great, pieces of life advice, but there may be some times in your life where it's better to give up on some things or quit on some things only if you genuinely fell out of love with it and you genuinely feel God telling you, nah, it's time to move on from this. There's just no love, motivation, no nothing. There's nothing left in that area of your life, and you have a better plan that you can replace your current plan with. You have a better workout plan than this one you already have. You have a better, is it better to stay with this one girl, or is it better just to be alone and find someone else? Have you genuinely fallen out of love with this girl, or are you just mad because you guys had a little fight or something like that, or you think that she doesn't love you or that you fell out of love with her, right? That's where you got to look at the overall bigger picture. Because sometimes it is better to give up or quit. I've given up and quit on certain relationships just because I simply fell out of love with her, and I couldn't keep lying to myself saying, oh no, maybe the love will come back. And unfortunately, I fell out of love with her, man. And that doesn't mean I hate her. I mean, of course I wish her the best, absolutely. But at the same time, I can't keep sitting there lying to myself saying that, oh, I'm actually still in love with her when I'm not. Or I actually still really like her even though I don't. Sometimes you have to quit or give up on things. But when you do, you have to replace it with something better. You have to replace it with that better option. And like I said, the one relationship, it was a better option for me to be alone. It was hard, but it was better for me. For me, calisthenics was better than the gym. For me, changing a certain major, it was better than keeping that other major. So there's been times in my life where I've had to give up on things, but I don't just give up because I don't feel like doing it one day, or because, because one day was a bad day, or because I've had a few bad days or hard times. No, sometimes even the things that you love are going to be the hardest. That's what passion is. Passion isn't just you love it every day. Passion is you continue to fight for it because you love it, right? But I'm talking about, when you know that you should give up on something, you'll genuinely feel it in your heart. When you know that you've fallen out of love with that girl and it's time to break up with her, you'll feel it in your heart. When you know that this college major ain't gonna work out, or this workout plan just isn't working out, it's not doing you any good at all, you'll kind of know it in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. And then you just gotta kind of, go with that flow of those certain like big feelings, right? But just because you had one bad day or one off day or a couple bad days or just not a great week or whatever, doesn't mean that you should just give up on everything. No. Only give up on things that you genuinely know it's time to move on from it. Like you genuinely know it in your heart. You feel God telling you to move on from it. You fall out of love with it. Those are the things that you should walk away from, but replace it with something better. Walk away from that and walk toward the better plan. And then there are those certain things in life where you just got to never give up and keep going after it, even if you're not seeing results, because at the proper time, it will produce a harvest of righteousness for those who do not give up, for those who are trained by discipline. So don't just never give up in life because, never quit, never give up. You got to kind of look at certain situations in certain areas of your life and really decide for yourself, is it time to walk away from this? Is it time? Or do I keep staying and keep fighting? What do I feel God's telling me to do? Do I walk away from this and go toward that better plan that I feel in my heart that I know I should be going after? Or do I keep fighting for this current plan because I know I got to keep doing it even though I'm not seeing results or anything like that, even though it's getting kind of frustrating and I'm kind of annoyed? It's kind of up for you to decide, man. Sometimes you got to walk away from the current thing to walk towards something better that you know God's pointing you toward, that you know in your heart you need to be going toward. And sometimes you just got to stay in the midst of the storm and keep fighting for that thing that you know you should never give up on. But that's up for you to decide, my friend. Sometimes it's better to give up as long as you're giving up something and replacing it with something better. And sometimes it's better to absolutely never give up on a certain thing. But it's all up for you and God to talk about, man. But don't just, I guess my point here is don't just think that never give up because that's what online advice says. No. Never give up when you know that's what God's saying. When you know that you should not be giving up on this certain someone or certain thing or whatever. That's when you never give up. And then you do give up if you have something better in place and you just know that you got to walk away from this person or thing and you've fallen out of love with them or fallen out of love with it, and you got to walk, you just know that you have to walk away from that and towards something better. So it's up for you to decide. But anyway, that's our little talk for today. So I'll see you at the workout. All right, now we, my friend, are going to do some good old-fashioned batting cages. You can't go wrong with an activity like this. You really can't. And if you ever tried doing it alone, it's peaceful. You ever tried doing it with friends, it's fun. So it's like, you can't go wrong, So I'm gonna set you up inside and let's see what we can hit now. The token and start the thing. Let's go. I mean, I would say I hit a good chunk of them. I can't complain. I mean, you might be able to tell I've never played baseball, or maybe you can't. Either way, I still think I didn't do all too bad. So let's go another round. Let's go. Okay. I still got a couple more tokens, but I'm gonna take a little breather. By no means is it some breath-killing workout, but it definitely gets your blood pumping a little bit. So I mean, doesn't ever hurt to take a breather, you know. And plus, I mean, this weighted vest is it's weighing down the shoulders a bit, so making it just a little bit tougher. Nothing impossible, but just a little bit tougher than obviously without one. But yeah, so we got the batting cages, and then I actually did this before the workout, even though I'll probably be showing it after. But regardless, I'm gonna do the next couple of tokens that I got, and after a little breather, and I will see you for whatever comes next, either the workouts or the Bible reading, depending on the order I decide to put these clips in. But yeah, I'll see you then. I don't know if you remember me mentioning a little while back ago that when it rains in this area, it gets really flooded. Now, remember that one spot that I did where I did pull-ups by the lake, and you could look down, you could see the path and the sidewalk, and you could see the dock, and it looked really nice. Yep, this my friend is it after a nice fat rain. No sidewalk, garbage cans under, no dock, man. That's what it looks like. And then you got birds that are usually down by the water. I mean, you got the ducks, you got the heron right there. There's like another family of ducks right over there. Got them all just chilling up here. This is a flooded lake, all just from a rain. And it's not like, I mean, it's not like it downpoured for days, you know. It rained, if I had to estimate, I would say about 8 hours, but, you know, probably downpoured at times, but overall, it was just regular rain. So while it's still definitely a lot, you know, one would think that a little tsunami hit this place. But no, this is what happens when rain meets this lake. Easily flooded. I'm talking very easy. And you think this is bad. Oh, there was the one time, I think it was in the fall, like the late fall last year, where, see that path kind of over there? See that kind of, my finger get up to it? That kind of path, well, you can see like the little trail back there. Yep, that was gone. that was gone. And then you go a little bit up here more, and it was, you know what, let me give you a better estimate. See that little thing down there? It looks like it would be a big old water slide, just part of like some sewage. That completely covered. You couldn't see it. So this surprisingly isn't that much compared to what it has been in the past, but still a lot, yeah. But crazy? No, we've seen worse around here. Very interesting. But I was going to actually do like a little leg workout down by the dock, but I kind of forgot that it did rain, and forgot that this easily floods. So I may just do one on these stones right here. Maybe I'll like go up and down, kind of like, because it's a pretty big hill. It's not super steep, but it's pretty big. So if I go up and then down all the way, maybe I'll just I'll do something like that. So let's get to this. Start at the very bottom. I would take a seat, but probably can't. It's just so interesting how it works. I mean, there's people fishing, you know, down there just on the dang path. They're not even on the dock. They're on the path fishing. Anyway, let's do this. How I can and will do this is pretty much just march on up all the way up there, run up there, and then run back down. The incline is really gonna put the pressure on your legs, and the decline is gonna test your balance as you just got a bunch of pressure done on your legs. So I mean, if you have a hill or stairs or anything like that, and you just keep going up and down, it really does do a good leg workout. And obviously, the more that you do it, the better that it gets. So, I mean, that's what's so great about like calisthenics or body weight workouts, however you want to refer to it, is that it can just be something as simple as this. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's not some complicated process or anything, you know, going up and down a hill. It can be as simple as that. And I'm telling you, it hits good. I've had some days where I've woken up and I'm wobbling like jello. I've had many workouts where I've come back and I'm wobbling like jello, and that's how you know it hits good. So let's do this. In the steeper hills, definitely hit harder, and you end up being able to do less sets. With the non-steeper hills, hit less harder, but you're able to get in more sets. So definitely works good for cardio too, I'll tell you that much. Okay, hold up. Just had to adjust that. Cool. Great legs and great cardio, I'll tell you that much. And by no means do I have like the world's strongest calves. Nah, these can be worked on a little bit more. Anyone who has calf struggles, man, like building the calves and like kind of bulking up the legs, if you will, let me know, because I've always had kind of a lean build where I'm like skinny yet defined. And then I've seen people that have the bulky build where they're bulky and yeah, still defined, just less defined, right? And I'm trying to kind of get in the middle of that, you know? I don't want to be stupid lean to where I'm looking more skinny than lean, but I also don't want to be bulky to the point where I'm looking like chunky over bulky, you know what I mean? Kind of trying to increase the aesthetics, but also the bulkiness overall as well, you know? So that's kind of the goal. But next couple sets, I'm gonna do it without the vest and just go raw, man. So let's do that. We'll say the greatest part about the shirt off in the summer is that, man, you just feel all the sweat start to like evaporate and kind of disappear. You just feel that coolness really come on, even when it's hot. You know, when you got a weighted vest on in the hot weather, I mean, it's gonna like make it double hot. So when you take it off, even though it's still hot, it feels a lot cooler. It has that good kind of feeling. Plus, I just love the feeling. I love being free, bro. I feel free when I got like the shirt off, you know? Yeah, anyway, next round, let's go. Okay, all right, that takes care of that, huh? Well, at least the short parts that I'm gonna record. I gotta finish the rest of it up. I don't do a normal physique check because it's legs, but I will, and hopefully a good shot. Okay. Gosh, it's so peaceful down here. It's so peaceful. Once again, another summer night with no wind, no... Well, I mean, not many mosquitoes eating me up. And, just peace, bro. Like, yeah, there's some people around here and there. Still getting over a sickness I had. It was nasty, but, hey, we're good. Even though there's still a little bit of people around, it's not bad. It's one last kind of beautiful little view. Maybe I'll do kind of like a physique pose. Kind of like by the lake. Have like a lake shot. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. That's a nice like view right there. I love that. All right, I'm gonna finish up the rest of this, and I'll see you back at the car for the Bible reading. I'll see you then. All right, leaving off where we left off last time with Mark 13. Here we go. As Jesus was leaving the temple, one of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what massive stones, what magnificent buildings. Do you see all these great buildings?" Replied Jesus, "Not one stone here will be left on another. Everyone will be thrown down." As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will these things happen? And what will be the sign that they are all about to be fulfilled?" Jesus said to them, "Watch out that no one deceives you. Many will come in my name, claiming I am he, and will deceive many. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places and famines. These are the beginning of the birth pains. You must be on your guard. You will be handed over to the local councils and flogged in the synagogues. On account of me, you will stand before governors and kings as witnesses to them. And the gospel must first be preached to all nations. Whenever you are arrested and brought to trial, do not worry beforehand about what to say. Just say whatever is given to you at the time, for it is not you speaking, but the Holy Spirit. A brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. Everyone will hate you because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." Everyone will hate you because of me, but the one who stands firm till the end will be saved. And yeah, sure. Jesus was talking about, the end times, right? But even the now times, man. Because, people will hate us. All because we believe in God. And I've always found this very interesting. That all of the religions out there, and this is, my goal isn't to sit here and pick on anyone or, no. I'm walking with Jesus, bro. I'm loving everyone as much as possible. But I just find it really interesting how every other religion out there, right? If you believe in that religion and in their God, no one's got a problem with you. Sure, they might not believe what you believe, but no one's got a problem with you. They might just be like, oh, he believes in this, he believes in that. Okay, whatever. But people who believe in Jesus, oh man, people got a problem with that. And I've always found that so interesting, man. You can believe in any religion, any God, and people just won't have a problem with you. But you believe in Jesus, right? Jesus is your Lord and Savior. Now people got a problem with you. And it's up to us, man, to decide whether we're going to let this stuff get to our heads and we're going to fight people and clash with people, and even though God tells us to love everyone, right? And I used to do this as myself as a Christian a lot. Always rip on people for doing something wrong. Always criticize them for making a mistake. And always try to push them toward believing in Jesus and push them hard to where it would actually push them away. I used to get angry. I used to pick on people all the time. I used to always get so angry with people, man. So angry. And it wasn't that I hated people, it's just that I love God a lot, man. But when you understand God, you understand that even you see people that don't believe, right? See people that don't care. And you still love them. It doesn't mean you agree with them. It doesn't mean that you start becoming who they are. It just means that you understand that they haven't been shown the love of Jesus, the love of God, what his love truly is. And a lot of people actually have been shown the kind of anger and hatred of people who believe in God. Oh, you don't believe in God, you're going to hell. Oh, you committed this sin today. Oh, God's not proud of you. Oh, you did this. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, quit doing that, quit doing that. Like, I will say that a lot of us, believers in God can be so judgmental sometimes. And it's not a good thing. It just pushes people away, bro. I can sit here and go and pick on everyone for their sins. And you know what it's going to do? It's just going to push people away. In fact, my brother, a little while back ago, he was thinking about getting baptized. And I remember I was pushing it so hard on him. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you believe. Why aren't you doing this? Like, what is the matter with you? What's going on up here, bro? Like, you better get baptized. I hope you make it to heaven. And he literally admitted right to my face. He's like, you know what? Now I don't want to do it because you're getting all angry and ticked off with me and shorthanded with me. And it's not that he didn't want to do it because he didn't believe. He was just really, like, shy. Like, he didn't want to get on stage in front of a bunch of people. He's, really antisocial. And, the right thing to do as a believer would have been to be more understanding and just more supportive and just be like, hey, man, like, Jesus loves you, bro. Jesus loves you. I know, and, of course, I hope you step outside your comfort zone, and, hey, I'll do it with you, bro. I'll do it with you. If it helps you. But, hey, man, just take your time, right? I want to be here for you. I support you. But no, instead I was getting angry, judgmental, pushy, just like a lot of us believers in Jesus tend to do. And you know what that does? That pushes people away. I've come across so many people like that are believers in Jesus, and then they'll start, picking on my sins, and I'm just like, dude, who are you, bro? And there are people who do it in brotherly, loving ways. That's different. When you do it in a loving way, someone called out a sin of mine like a few weeks ago. Maybe not like a sin, just something that like wasn't right. And they called it out, but like in a loving way. They weren't trying to come at me or attack me. They were just kind of like, hey, I noticed you did this, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Still kept his masculinity, still kept his brotherly love, his and by the way, you know who you are. You know who you are if you're watching this. But the bottom line, he did it in a loving way, and I responded back. I was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. That was stupid. That wasn't right of me. That wasn't cool. It's when people just come at you, bro, and slam you and pick on your, you committed this and you committed this. You know what? How about the sins you committed? How about we talk about the sins you committed? And then as for me picking on my brother, you should do this, you should do this, you need to do this now. How about, Justin? How about the things that you need to do? How about the prayers that you still need to say? How about the love that you still need to show? How about the anger that you need to take down a notch? Why are you picking on other people? Why are you getting angry at other people? You're going against your own beliefs by doing this stuff, bro. And you're going to sit here and try to push it on others, but yet you're going against it yourself right in this exact moment. Are you kidding me? So look, the thing here, man, is that, hey, Jesus is right that the world will probably hate us because we believe in Jesus, right? We believe in him. At the end of the day, you got to choose either Jesus or the world, And it doesn't mean, and by the way, just to be clear, it doesn't mean to go around hating the world and picking on everyone and hiding from the world. No. Still be out in the world, still live your life, still accomplish your purpose, still go and meet other people and love them, even if they don't believe in Jesus, even if they hate you, you still got to show them some love. Because at the end of the day, hate and anger pushes people away. And if you're getting angry and hating on people that believe or that don't believe in Jesus, all you're doing is pushing them farther away from him. But if you love people that don't believe in Jesus, it may not work on everyone, okay, but it still helps to kind of reel them in, right? In a good way, though. And even if they don't ever end up believing, like, hey, still love them, pray for them, hope the best for them, and just, to just be as loving of a man as you can be, in a masculine way, of course. So, even though I choose Jesus, I'm still going to love the rest of the world, because love is the greatest commandment. Love God is the greatest commandment, and the second greatest is love your neighbor as yourself. Even if your neighbor doesn't believe, even if your neighbor hates you, doesn't mean that I'm going to hang out with my neighbor. It doesn't mean I'm going to be best friends with my non-believers. It doesn't mean I'm going to, become their besties or anything. No, it just means that I hope and pray the best for them. And I understand that, you know, they are where they are, right? Because of what they've gone through in life. Just like I am where I am because of what I've gone through in life, and you are exactly where you are because of what you've gone through in life. And a lot of people just haven't been shown the love of Jesus, bro, because they've been shown too much of the hate and anger of the world around them, even those that believe in Jesus as well. So it's up to us to show that love, man, to just be a good person, show that love, and just be a good person to hang around. Doesn't mean that you have to, you know, stop believing in Jesus. No, believe in Jesus, but don't forget to love other people, even if they don't believe. Sometimes people just got to be shown the love, you know. But anyway, that's about it. So that's the mission for today. Now it's our time, bro. Now it's our time to go become the great men God has made us to be. And I will see you tomorrow to continue our mission.